So, today we will discuss about the SAP HANA system replication part. So what is this replication part here? So why should we use the SAP system replication? So what is the purpose here? So normally replication means replicating the data from one databases to another database is called the replicating. So why we have to do the replication? Why? Right? So why we have to do the replication here? So why replication? So HANA system replication is a mechanism ensuring the availability of the your HANA system, ensuring the high availability of the HANA system here. So system replication is SAP recommended configuration for addressing the SAP database like HANA database outages, like reducing the outages, like planned outages, faults, hardware faults, disaster recovery. If anything happens in the production, so immediately we can bring up the or automatic failover happens to the secondary node so that the data is already replicating to the secondary node from primary so that we don't have any issues. Immediately the operations will happen from secondary node, right? So to addressing the outage, outage reductions, right? So outage reductions due to planned maintenance activities or hardware fault, some other anything happens to addressing this one, we have to use the this replication here. So if the HANA supports a, so they are the recovery point in objects of 0 seconds, RPO 0 seconds, in the latest version 0 seconds here, right? And also the RTO mechanism, recovery time objects, that will be measured in the RTO, that is measured in the, so seconds in minutes, that is measured in the in minutes here, right? In minutes. So RPO and recovery point objective and and recovery time objective, that gets measured in the minutes actually, right? So here what exactly what we have to do to achieve this configuration here, right? So we have to configure the replication modes and operation modes in the systems here. Replication modes and operation modes, we have to do the configuration here. So we have to monitor every day, we have to monitor the replications sync and also take over if required. So we have to perform it in the systems here, right? So first of all, how to perform the configuration here? So let's do the configuration, how to perform the configuration in the system here, right? To perform the configuration, so we can perform using the HANA Studio. Multiple ways we can perform the this HA configurations here using the HA replication configuration using the HANA Studio using OS level commands, using HANA cockpit, so we can use it here. HDB NS util commands we can use it. HANA Studio we can use it. HANA cockpit we can use it to perform the this replication configuration here. Right? So to perform this configuration, what are the main important prerequisites we have to follow, right? So you should have the two operating systems. Yes, we should have the two operating systems, right? Both are in the different, right? Yes, we have the two operating systems here. One is like a, one is like a, so KPS4 HANA, and second one is like a KPS4 HANA 2. Second one is like a KPS4 HANA 2. Right? We have the both the operating systems should be up and running, and we have to install the same SID, same SID, and same instance number here. So here also we have to install the HANA database with the same. Both should be same, but the host name should be different here. So same SID and same instance number we have to install it here. Both the side this should be up and running here, right? So if we draft the steps here one by one, the steps for to performing the replication here, the first one, install HANA-DB, install the HANA-DB on both the host. Both the host, you should install the HANA-DB on the both the host. Same SID, same instance number. Then ensure, ensure, ensure. So both are up and running fine. Check the connectivity between both the host. Check connection test from so both the host from so one to another, then another vice versa. So means connection test should work from so okay, this one to this one, this one to this one. In this one we have to make it as a primary primary, right? So primary PRI. Second one you have to make it as a secondary, right? So why? Because this is the one is the primary, then second one is the definitely it should be the secondary only, right? You have to make it as a secondary here, right? So both the systems, both the host, we have to install the both the host we have to install the HANA systems with the same SID, same host. Also, it should have the same version as well. The version also should be the same or higher than source, higher than primary. Why? Because the will flow from replication will flow from so lower level to higher level, right? Higher versions, but not the higher version to lower versions here. That is the one of the SAP thumb rule. Replication always flows the replicate the data from so either both the versions are should be the same version or the target means the secondary version higher than the source. Then only the replication will work. Okay, that is the one of the thing you should remember, right? That is the one of the check here. So we have to check the all the prerequisites. These are the prerequisites we should install it here. Then copy the copy the SSFS keys from copy the SSFS keys from SSFS keys from the copy the keys from so primary to the secondary. Copy the keys from the SSF keys from the primary to secondary. The keys location sys global directory under the security we have the keys files are there here. So those keys we have to copy from primary to secondary. Then once you done it there, then restart the once you enter into the copy the keys from primary to secondary, restart secondary to check whether secondary coming up or not. Sometimes after moving the keys, it should not come up, right? So then we have to check that issue as well here, right? So that is the one thing here. So secondary. Then the next one. So here SSFFS keys from primary to secondary. It's in the so SPS07 or below versions here. But now in the HANA 2.0 SPS08 latest versions, so they have SSF keys. They have migrated to the LSS local secure store. Means here that maybe there is maybe a slight difference in the procedure that we see the differences here right. So then restart take full db backup of the full db backup of primary site primary, right? Then enable the replication on primary using systemdb. You have to use this concept, right? Then stop secondary, stop secondary, then register, register secondary onto primary system. Okay, primary system we have to stop the secondary onto primary system. We have to register. While registering, we have to provide inputs, like we have to provide so replication modes and operation modes here, replication modes and operational modes. So there is a concept in the replication modes and operational modes. So these replication and operational modes we have to provide while registering. Then so automatically the secondary will start after the registration. In case if it is not started, so you can optional step. So you can manually start secondary. Why? Because in the step number 8 you stopped it, you are registered, then sometimes it will start automatically in the HANA sometimes, but in case of studio we have to manually start the HANA secondary database, then then monitor the replication, monitor the replication monitor the replication using primary system db. Using the primary system db we can monitor the replications here, how the data replicating and everything we have to proceed. These are the steps we have to perform. These are the steps we have to perform in the systems here, right? These are the steps so we have to perform in the systems here, right? So this is the one of the important thing here. So now as per the configuration, so first install the HANA DB on the both the host. So let's see what is the DB version here, HDB-version. So then here SPS08, right? So then in the secondary, this is the secondary KPS4 HANA 2. Here I don't think we have any HANA systems here. So let's configure no HANA systems here. Go to the slash media, then CD HANA SPS08. Dot slash, so we have to install it, dot slash hdb lcm hyphen ignore check underscore signature underscore file. So secondary there is no HANA system is installed here. So there is a LSS local secure storage also getting installed here, right, in the primary. So that is the common procedure here. So that is the common here. So what we are going to do, yes, then install, yes, all the components, slash HANA shared, yes, KPS402, yes, add the host SID with the same SID and same instance number as well. Okay, everything should be the same. So then that is common. Data volume location, log volume location, everything is common. HDB ADM password. So system password, reset the system password, reboot the machine system after this, fastest restart option. So local secure store, LSH shared, that is also getting configured. So password also getting copied. So in the HANA 2.0, this is the latest feature. So LSS local secure storage, right? There is a local secure storage, automatic backup password here, then automatic backup password here, then Y, then see, it is getting installed. This will be installed in our systems here. So primary, it is installed. Secondary also it is getting installed here, installing the components here. So we have to make sure this should be installed. Why? Because here the version, there also we have the versions here, right? So that should be installed and it's working fine. So here, so here we have to see here, install HANA DB on the both the host, ensure both are up and running fine here. Check the connectivity test from one to another here. So which means if you ping from here to KPS4 HANA 2 using the connection test, you should get the ping here. So it is not pinging. See, it is not pinging here. It is giving the different. So its connection is host is not reachable here. So which means here let's go to etc host file here. Then just change the IP address here. So now use the ping command, ping KPS4 HANA 2. Then see, now you are getting the response. You're getting the response. This is means response you are getting. This is means you are getting the response here, right? So then this connection test is working here, right? So like that, we have to check the connection test. Ensure both are up and running. The copy the keys. So let's see for the latest versions how it will be. So whether it will work or not, we need to check this part. Okay. This is also we need to check that part here, right? So let me check here. Already in use by the unregistered database systems. So here we have to use the different SID, I guess. Installation running in the batch mode. HDB is already registered, already in use by unregistered HANA database system in this SID. So there is something wrong here. Let me, so HDB multiple times we have, so unregistered, registered. So let me see, is there anything? Nothing is there. Let me delete something here. RSF and RF delete, that is deleted. So then where it is located, slash HANA shared, HDB is already there, 7th John. Let me remove this one. So cleanup is not done properly. Slash USR SAP. Host control, nothing is there. So let me try once again. Slash media. So HANA 2.0 SPS08. Then SAP HANA database. Then so USR SAP. Yes. Install all components. Slash HANA shared APS4 HANA to add the system to the host SID. So different SID. So defined user, but let's see. Otherwise, we need to register back again using the HDB resident HDB LCM. Then we have to take care that part. So then fastest restart option. Then password. Okay. SID crypt. There is a user will be created. Home directory login shell backup password. Actually, this was not there previously in the old versions. Now in the latest versions, we are giving this one. So still we are getting the same error. So something we in the KPS 402 properly we have not done the uninstallation or just deleted the folders. What we can do, we can install the new SID and we can do that one. That we can perform it. So let's see here. I think something is progressing here. Previously, so in the step one itself, we got the error. See, now after the installing components, installing the database, installation of the database failed. Step one itself. Now it's progressing. See, installing the database, it's progressing. So it is getting installed. So while we have the two HANA systems mains, meanwhile, so let me just give you the, so why we have the two HANA systems here. So one is here, the second one is here. How the failover happens here, right? So SAP application, suppose like this is the SAP application, right? So this is the SAP application here. So normally this is the primary HANA system. This is the secondary HANA system here. This is the primary HA scenario, primary. And this is the secondary sec. Okay. This is the secondary here. So what will happen here? So application, your SAP application is the critical applications here, right? So which will connect to the normally which will connect to the database here, which will connect to the database, which is the primary, the first database, it will connect it here, right? So whenever you do the transactions here, whenever you do the transactions in SAP system, that will sits into the your primary database here. Primary, it will sit into the primary database here, right? Primary database here. The data will sit here. So, but this is a critical system. In case of primary system, primary host is down, then entire your SAP also will down and operations will not effective, right? So in that case, what we can do, all users will get disconnected from here. So then SAP introduced a high availability concept, which means so primary to secondary, we can create the replication configuration, the pipe concept here, which means whatever the data we receive to the primary, same data will be replicated to the another tub. So whatever the water flow is happening from here, from main tub, same data will be replicated to the here. So means same data, it will be copy here and same one copy of data will be proceedings to the secondary as well. In this way, both are in the sync. Both are having the same data, same transaction, same thing. In case of due to the issues, due to issues, due to the nature calamity or hardware failure or disasters, your primary database is down, then immediately automatically your operations will happen from the secondary. Why? Because secondary is up and running, this is in the another data center or same data center, or this is down, so this is the up and running here, then your operations will start from here, which means there is no downtime of the SAP system, right? One database is down, they have the another database, so this will take care of the, this is like a stepney, right? This is like a car stepney here. One tire got bursted, then we have the stepney. Immediately, you will just insert the stepney. Then we will, so automatically it will come here. But here, there in the car side, we have to manually remove the tire and we have to insert the stepney, right? For the backup tire. So from here, in the SAP side, there are the some tools, cluster tools here, which we have to install it here, cluster tools, that is called the some Coro sync and the face maker, and these are the cluster tools here which will be installed by the your operating system too. That packages we have to install it, and as per the configuration of this cluster tools, what it will do, so this cluster tool always check the heartbeat of the primary system services and everything here. So in case of any disasters happened in the primary, immediately the cluster, the corosync and pacemaker tool will check heartbeat got failure. Then immediately whatever the services are running, immediately it will fail over to the secondary node. Automatic failover it will happen here. Normally, real cases, we have to manually remove the tire and we have to insert the backup tire. We have to insert, then we can go, we can drive it. There is no outage, only little bit outage. But here in that also, this cluster and the cluster tools will help you the automatic failover. But in our real world, we don't have that much of concept, right? If the primary tire is bursted, then secondary tire will become active automatically. Maybe in the future may come up, but as of now, that is not there. The concept is new, right? So, but in the SAP side, database side, we have the option here. Whenever the primary system goes down, automatically the secondary will become active status here. Automatically, without any downtime, automatically this will become active status here. So our SAP applications will reconnect from here. Then you can do the operations from in this site as well. There is no disconnections, right? So this is the concept purpose. Then when it is automatic failover, there is no replication, then there is no use. Why? Because all the data, whatever the data, the person is done the half percentage of transactions here, it should be replicated to the here as well. Then only you can continue from here. Otherwise, you cannot continue. You cannot continue that kind of things here. So that is the main thing here. That is the main thing here. See here local secure storage. Local secure storage things are there here. It is doing. It is replicating. So it is implementing. So it is doing. So it is installing. That is doing now. So that kind of things are there here. That kind of things are there in the HANA, the latest versions. Not only it's in the availability is not the latest version. It's in the previous versions also we have. But the concept is here, the why we have to replicate the data, sir. Already we have the data already there. Why we need to replicate to the data to the here means in case of nature disaster recovery, hardware failure, something is happens, then enter your SAP will down. If database is down, SAP also will down, right? To avoid this kind of outages, failures, so we have the automatic failover that will happen in the systems here. That will happen in the systems here, right? So that is the so replication failover here. So once that is installed, so we can see. Where is that? Yes. So HANA database, the latest version has been installed on the, so in the primary and the secondary, we have the versions are there here. You can see HDB info. Then here, so HDB space version, we have the versions here, right? So we have the HANA SPS08. Here we have the things are there here. So this is the primary. This is also same version here. So I think here we need to we need to migrate the, so I think why because here if you see here, there is no in the HDB, so there is no LSH files for processes here. In the secondary, we have the LSSH processor, the access controller there here, but here we don't have the LSS process here. So which means we need to so migrate the SSFS keys from primary to we need to migrate to the SSFS to, so LSS we have to migrate it here. We have to do that one here, right? So that is the local secure storage. We have to do that one. We have to upgrade. When you are upgrading from the so latest versions, then if you install it, that is the part of the that is the part of the that is the part of the LSS. That is part of the as part of the library. But here we have to manually we have to to do that one, that manually we have to perform that migration here. There are some steps here activating the LSSH. So what we have to do, first of all, we have to stop the HANA system on the primary here, right? This is the primary. So what we have to do, so first of all, there is a SAP is up and running here. First of all, let's stop the SAP here. In the N1H, so let's stop the SAP. Just to ensure everything we are doing clearly or not. Okay, I'm just stopping the SAP. Without that one, we can test it. But so we can also test it. So why? Because here there are no LSSS process in the source. Source means primary. But in the target, so we have the LSSS enabled in the target. Target, this is got enabled here. So, but how the replication works here? That is the one of the strange issue. With this one, we can test it out without migrating the SF keys. We can test it out to see whether it is replicating or not. But so, but let's see. Let's do that one first test without migrating the LSSFS keys. So we'll do the replication. Whether the replication works or not, we'll see. Which means in the source, we don't have LSS process, which means so LSS is not activated in the source. But same thing, but target, we have the different process here. LSSS, local secure storage, got activated. So why? Because we have directly installed this one. So then, so let's see here. So well, let's stop the SAP. Okay, it stopped. So SAP got stopped here. So then what we can do, so let's go to HDB info. Actually, HANA also we need to stop it, but let's do this test, how this test works here. Okay, open the HANA Studio. Versions are same. The only thing is, so these keys are different here. So let's open the HANA Studio here. So then what we have to do here, HANA, this is the primary. Let's configure the secondary as well. KPS4 HANA 2, instance number 02, secondary. Okay, secondary also there. This is the secondary, this is the primary. So both the HANA Studio, using this one only, we have to do that one. Okay, so what I am doing here, as per the concept here, check the connection test. So okay, let's do the connection test. Will carefully will perform. So I think secondary to primary. So ping KPS4 HANA. Okay, that is done. It's working. So now what we are going to do now, I am going to copy the keys from KPS4 HANA. Okay, keys will be there in the SSF keys will be there in the USR, SAP, then SID, SYS, Global, Security, RS. This is the keys here. You have these are the two keys here. So what I am going to do now, remove this one. Let's see old method will work or not. Okay, just copy these keys here to here. Done. Keys, key, data, and key we have copied. Now go to the KPS4 HANA 2. KPS4 HANA 2. So username, password, then go to the /usr SAP, SID, SYS. So why? Because the difference is here LSS, LSS we have here. Here we have the key data keys are available here. So let's see How this will behave now? So global security, this is the one. So we have to key and data just override here, right? So override here. So new contains the 188, just then override here. Just I have overridden the files here. Then after that, restart the secondary to see. Why? Because sometimes what happens after you copy the keys from primary to secondary. So primary to secondary, this will not come up. Which one? So your secondary will not be started status here. Then we need to check after the restart, we need to ensure this one here. Okay. This one stopped it now here. So there is a HDB space info. So nothing is running here. Then start the here. KPS4 HANA 2 is our secondary. Let's see the replication now, how this will behave now. So it is starting. Sometimes it won't start, then we have to check that part. Okay, and luckily it is started. But we need to check the replication will work or not. First of all, that is the one thing here. So then primary, this is the KPS4 or not. Primary, we have to go to the configuration monitoring, configure the system replication here. Here we need to provide the user primary. We have to do the enable option. We have to enable it, enable the system replication on the primary system here. Okay. So then you need to perform a backup. See, you have missed this point. We already maintained the, so restart a backup without sixth point. Then we went to the seventh point, but it's already asking the please take a backup, right? So that's why carefully perform the steps here. Right click and backup and recovery, backup of the tenant database. So then click on the OK, click on the OK button, click on the OK. So then 8 GB data. So it is replicating. Backup is important. Okay, this is done. Let's take the backup of the system DB also. Okay, safer side. This will be shown. It will be completed quickly only. Okay, done. So now you can start the replication. Okay, so backup is important. Primary system backup is important thing here. So enable the replication. Next. So then, so we have the last backup completed. Primary, let's take the PRI, primary site. Then click on the OK. This will be OK. The main thing is the secondary. Okay. Secondary, we need to stop. Secondary, we have to stop it here. So again, we have to stop the secondary. Stop the secondary. Why? Because then only we can register the secondary into primary. Stop the secondary. Okay. That's why we drafted the steps in advance. Then right click, configuration and monitoring, and configure the system replication. So SAD ADM. Okay, so here you can see register the secondary. You got the option here, register the secondary option. So secondary, we have to execute this option, right? Done. So here we need to provide the, as I mentioned here we need to provide the details here. Replication modes. We have the three types of replication modes. I will explain clearly. Synchronous, synchronous in memory, asynchronous. Okay. So synchronous memory, and second one is the delta data shipping log replay. What is the primary system information? KPS4 HANA, right? So initiate the full log shipping here, right? So this is the secondary. We are giving the source information, means KPS4 HANA is our source. Then start the secondary after the registration. So if you don't mention this one, we have to manually start the secondary, right? Register the secondary into primary. We have to provide the replication modes and operation modes here. Then just click on the next button, finish. So let's see. But here we may face the issue while registering the secondary. So if it is green, fine. Sometimes we may get the errors. So as of now, that's fine. It's progressed. So then secondary will not be accessible now. KPS402 is not accessible now. So why? Because secondary, you cannot do anything now here. Even you cannot connect from the studio also here. So now you see the processor started, even though the processor started here. So you can log into the primary system DB. Then go to, see here, your replication status are active but not synced yet. Go to the landscape tab, system replication. Here you can see the replication status here. So replication status here. So primary host KPS4 HANA, secondary is to KPS4 HANA sync mem, and so the replication, this is the system DB replication is active, the primary side, the secondary is in progress here. The data is getting in progress. See here, full replication of the data is happening to the secondary node from primary. So you can see the how many logs are replicated. What is the last log position and save point position? Then what is the last save point position? What is the shipped log position here? Here log position 160. Here log position last save point. What is the shipped log position? Shipped log position 169 7920. 169 shipped log position here. Like so, this is replicated. So, but here 252 608. So shipped log position, last log position, this is the one. So this is the one. It is replicated. So this is also active. So then access engine, index server, access engine, and the index access engine name server. These three will be replicated here. So this is getting replicated. So then two are active. Everything should come to the active status. Then only your replication is successfully done. Your replication is successfully done. You can see the logs, when what was the log count, what is the buffer, any logs failure. So if replication is failure, then you will come to know that this is the failure status here. You will get to know this is the failure status here. This is still unknown status. So let's wait for some time here. So let's see the index server, name server. Where is the name server? This is not coming here. So here name server, compile server, index server. Okay. Though this is the primary. See, all services are active but not synced. Not synced. So whatever the data is there in the primary, all will be replicated to the secondary node here. Everything will be replicated to the secondary node here. So, but if you try to access the secondary now from studio, it won't access now. Why? Because we cannot do anything in the secondary. Why? Because secondary is the secondary only. You cannot access anything in the secondary here, right? That is the main thing here, right? That's not possible. So you can only possible from, so you can only possible OS level, we can check it out. When you break the replication, you can try to access. When you break the replication, you can access it here. Why? Because secondary. So it will replicating the data from primary to secondary. Now you can go to the OS level trace directory. You can check the log files here. You can check the, we can check the log files. You open the index server. So some other log files here, it will give you the information, how the data is replicating. So all the information we can find out here. See, so how the data is replicating. Is there any? So you will see here, fail to open the channel to KPS4 HANA 2. Connection refused. So connection refused. What is this connection refused error? Cannot update the max logs POS volume 2. Is there any file system issue? Backups. Not update. Registering the client access engine volume 2. Active starting for the tracking. So access engine is not started. It is starting now. So access engine related things are not active. So let's see. Encryption of the rootkit password does not exist. Okay. See here. See here. The primary, there is no encryption mechanism. Encryption of the keys and nothing. But secondary, we have the encryption keys, passwords and everything. So we are getting the some errors on this mode. Exactly. You can see here. So that is what I suspected the same. Encryption root keys backup password does not exist either in the database, must be given in the backup and recovery SQL command. Okay. Why? Because we are backups, we are restoring it in on the secondary. But in the primary, the backup keys are encrypted. Backup keys, root keys are, keys means the passwords, everything must be encrypted here in the primary. So in the LSS concept, it got encrypted here, encryption mechanism, the crypto, you see here, crypto log area. But in the secondary, this in secondary we have, primary we don't have. So we are differently, we are trying now here. So that is the concept here. Removing access engine from the clients. Okay. Still, what is the status? Still, it is the same, unknown, unknown. So which means the replication is not happening to the access engine. Replication is not accessible to the access engine here. It's a running, initializing. There is no luck. Encryption root keys does not exist in the backup. Keys backup password. In the backup does not exist. Why? Because primary is not encrypted format. So LSS backup executor is not encrypted. Secondary only we have the LSS activated. So differently we tried, but failure. We got the failure status here. It's not replicating. System error. Cannot connect non-blocking socket error. System error. See here. Communication channel failure. Connection wait pending socket. So it got failure to the or got failure. Active channels. Cannot update max log space. Registering the client service yet volume 2 for tracking, but remote call might have reached the wrong node volume 2. Remote call reached to the wrong volume 2. SPS08. There is no access engine here. Access engine is down. There is no web dispatcher also. Access engine, web dispatcher, both are not responding. So let's see the log file of the access engine. Why? Stopped status. Stopping the licensing. Stop the licensing the connections here. So why it is doing like this? Failed to decentralize the right root keys. Okay. Assign the failed LTT exception. Stop the service. Failed to decentralize root keys. Root keys. See here. Name server. Okay. LTT root keys. Keys problem. Encryption of the root keys does not exist. So error during the writing the SSFS root keys. So crypto. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. LSSS backups action failed. Mhm. So what we can do here, we can stop the database here now completely. So primary also will stop the database completely. Okay. Then we'll do the migration. Migration of the LSS keys to see this will fix or not. So okay. So this backup we don't need. So I'm stopping. Secondary, we have to stop it first. Then primary, we have to stop it. Then migrate the local secure storage. Local secure storage will do the migration here. This is stopped. Yes, this is also stopped status. So all are stopped status here. Now, what we are going to do in the primary, we got the issue. So now we have to activate the local secure storage here. With SID EDM local secure. You have to stop the HANA database. Then we have to, so using the HDB NS util commands, HDB, what happened? Okay, HDB NS util commands hyphen migrate. There is a migrate secure storage, secure store hyphen migrate to migrate the LSS. But because primary, we have not encrypted this one. Secure store, secure store. So then what you are migrating the SF keys? Target. So equals to LSS. So we have to migrate this one. So then this is the command to migrate the secure storage. So we have to use this command here. Cannot migrate LSS is not installed. So target current root key store is SSFS. The target root key store is LSS. So cannot migrate to the LSS is not installed, it's failure. So there is a LSS is not installed. It got failure status here. Let's see. So how to install the LSS here. So we have the note. Oh, don't worry. So here how everything is SAP introduced. Note is there. So let's open that note. This is the latest version. So a lot of learnings in this latest versions. So I'm trying to search this one. Not. Let's see what's just mentioned. So this note can help. Why? Because similar local secure storage installation is failed. Okay. So what is the exact? Let's see the here. What's happening here? Applying the resolution problem. Applying the SPS05 resolution problem. What is that? Try to install the local secure HANA SP4, but LSS is officially released on the SPS05. Okay, LSS. To uninstall local secure, there is not much information. Apply the SPS05. They're saying that apply the 05, but we are already in the 0. Oh, okay, got it. The primary we already in the SPS08. So, but that somehow that got not migrated here.